Team. Cut. Quit? No way. Italy, U.S. national team, world stage. Still relentless. Always Chipotle.
Brace yourself!
From Disney, the Clayt family just crash landed into a very strange world.
No, Ethan! Are you okay? I'm talking to my son!
Disney's Strange World, rated PG, Wednesday.
You know, I've got a few years on you.
How's that working out for you?
Have you gotten your updated booster?
Get it soon.
Game over.
You sure?
Yeah, because I've got a boost.
Visit myspot.nc.gov.
Paying less for insurance is just good sense. I'm Brad Sizemore at Brad Sizemore Insurance. Our team provides quotes from multiple insurance carriers so you get the right insurance at the right price. More insurance carriers, more locations, more services. We are Brad Sizemore Insurance.
The U.S. returns to the World Cup stage.
Get that hype train moving! Christian Pulisic!
Absolutely sensational.
Wales in front!
Gareth Bale, take a bow.
والآن يرجى البقاء في حالة الوقوف لعزف النشيد الوطني لويلز.
We are just about ready for kickoff. The Doha skyline, just an incredible sight. Let's hope it's an incredible game too. John Strong and Stu Holden will bring you the call next.
You're making all the difference out there, kid.
Für Dortmund. Was ist nicht wahr?
Our next big American pressure.
So where do you think this pressure is coming from?
Everyone. I'm just here for the mints.
This manager still have faith in you.
So much pressure.
Pressure makes diamonds.
True.
Prolific! He scores! Incredible!
Ah, humbug.
Happy holidays, Mr. Scrooge.
Trying to stream the match, but my signal's gone afoul.
You need a better network. 'Tis the season to switch to Verizon.
Tis?
Tis. You get a free 5G phone when you do.
Free phone?
Plus, Verizon gives you another great gift. A tablet, a smartwatch, earbuds.
Well, the more gifts, the merrier. For me.
Oh, Scrooge.
Only Verizon gives you a free 5G phone and another gift, like a tablet, smartwatch, and earbuds, all on us.
Wow!
Switch now to the network America relies on. Verizon.
The men of the United States as far away from home as they have ever been. They are back at the World Cup. They are at Ahmad bin Ali Stadium in Al Rayyan, Qatar, on the western outskirts of Doha. Moments from kickoff against Wales. Hello, everyone, and welcome alongside Stu Holden. I'm John Strong. Take us through it, bud.
Well, here was what we see for Wales. Hennessy gets the start in goal. It's going to be a back three. A lot of times it looks like a back five with Nico Williams and Connor Roberts on that right-hand side sitting deep. In the midfield, they've got Ramsey, Ampadu, and then up front, Gareth Bale. You might know him. You might have seen him score for LAFC in MLS Cup final and in Champions League finals. He's a man of extreme pedigree for that country and will be leading them against a United States team that is inexperienced at this level at a World Cup. Only one player for them that has played in a World Cup, and that is DeAndre Yedlin. He is not starting, so all of them making their debut. Matt Turner in the nets for the United States. Tim Ream gets the start alongside Walker Zimmerman. Tyler Adams, the captain for the tournament, in the middle of the field. So important in setting the tempo for this team. Christian Pulisic, the star on that left-hand side. And then up front, a lot of conversation about who was going to start at striker. It is Josh Sargent of St. Louis, who will be leading the line for the United States and looking to put the ball in the back of the net.
It is the youngest lineup for the United States in a World Cup match since 1990, an average of a little over 25 years of age. Somewhat tilted for the fact that 35-year-old Tim Ream is in the starting lineup. Great atmosphere. Somewhat of a late arriving crowd. Some issue with the ticketing outside. It's been slowly filling up. And a tremendous atmosphere here inside this 40,000 capacity stadium. And here we are. 8 years after the final whistle in Brazil. 5 years after that night in Trinidad. And 7 months after the draw gave us a date and time to count down to. Your men of the United States are back on the greatest stage the world sport has to offer, the FIFA World Cup. And their opening match against Wales is underway. The United States of America wearing white, the Dragons of Wales in red. For the United States, now that they're here, the question is how long can they stick around? History tells us teams that win their opening match almost always advance out of the group stage at a World Cup. Teams that lose their opener almost always go home. And so while Friday's game against England is the big occasion, next Tuesday's game against Iran has some significant historical and political undertones. This is the game that history tells us the U.S. really has to win. Guess what? Wales feels the exact same way. It's their first World Cup since 1958. So the Welsh people have been waiting 64 years for this moment. They'll be excited for the game against England. That's a grudge match. They'll have looked at Iran and their defeat to England today, feel like that's a winnable game. The exact same thing the U.S. feels, that this is the one they have to get off to a good start with. Serginho Dest carries forward now. One of the question marks coming in as he's dealt with an injury in recent weeks, as has Weston McKennie. Big collision there. What's this thing going to look like?
A bit like that. It's going to look frenetic at times. The United States are going to have a lot of the ball. You can see already the way in which Wales are set up against Greg Berhalter's team, a man that's played in the World Cup for the United States and now coaching at a World Cup for the very first time. I'm also noticing that Wales are squeezing their line pretty tight. There's going to be space in behind, but they don't want to get beat in front by the U.S. So there's going to be some space for Weah and potentially Sargent as well to make runs behind that back line.
Christian Pulisic first touch. That's going to be a foul and a free kick for the United States as Joe Rodon took him down. And this is an area of the game the U.S. has put a big focus on. Only once in 14 qualifying games did the U.S. score goals from set pieces. Now they got 3 of them against Honduras. But Greg Berhalter told us at the team hotel on Saturday, we haven't been good on set pieces. That's been bugging me.
Now, it's something to watch for, too, John. They have been practicing. They hired a coach for set pieces specifically to work on these type of situations. So as the game goes on, you're going to see this team start to mix it up a little bit. The first one, though, from Pulisic looks like he's just going to try and shape it into that gap between that back line and Hennessy and put him under some early pressure here.
6'6" Wayne Hennessy in goal for Wales, and Christian Pulisic, Captain America, stands over it with the big boys forward from the back. Pulisic can't get it past the first line. It's going to run out too far for Dest.
A couple of nervy touches there from Pulisic. Not a great ball in, then the pass gets away from him. It's a part of the game. You got to settle into it early.
Rob Page, who 2 years ago was actually the interim coach. Ryan Giggs, Welsh legend. He was coach of the national team. Domestic violence accusations. He had to leave the job just months before World Cup qualifying. Page actually coached Wales for the very first time against the U.S. He has led them now to the World Cup. He talked about a team that feels that they are the underdogs in this group behind England and behind the United States, but he said we're going to show the world just how good we are. McKennie for Pulisic. Nepham stepping forward only as far as Anthony Robinson, who drops that one in for Pulisic. And that'll be a U.S. corner.
That's great running from Pulisic. Something you're going to see as well. Wales step that right center back into spaces. They go with that wide midfielder. Pulisic sensed that the space was left then on the second ball. He makes a clever run in behind it. Drags Wales a little bit deeper, and they win their first corner now from that far side.
U.S. trying to get organized right now. Wales, this is something they do. They leave 3 players high, so the U.S. was really communicating, making sure they're dropping enough back. And Aaron Ramsey will now join up. You see him coming through your picture there, number 10. It's an extra defender, as Pulisic once again to take. Abdulrahman Al Jassim, our referee, who's from Qatar, just managing things proactively. Pulisic swung in, set up by Nepham. A little bit of a push in the back there, not spotted by the referee. Anthony Robinson got away with one. Rob Page arguing to the 4th official about it. Robinson's run, giving Pulisic a little bit of a space to get a run, get a cross in, popped in the air by Rodon. McKinney cleans it up.
Yeah, good. United States doing a great job on second ball. So when Wales are clearing, they're stepping their lines very tight. They're playing very aggressive defensively and keeping Wales pinned back in their own half. Good job from Ream and Zimmerman there, stepping tight against those Welsh strikers.
McKinney. Sargent trying to get back to that one on Nico Williams. And Dest was there to tackle it out. It's the third meeting between these nations. Scoreless draw 2 years ago was the last one as Zimmerman chases that one down, and Matt Turner gets his first touch in his World Cup debut. Musa dropping in, youngest player ever to start a World Cup game for the U.S. A couple weeks away from his 20th birthday. Tim Weah.
Just look again how when the ball goes back, the United States pass the ball back. You could throw, it's about 20 yards between Wales strikers and their defense. So they're trying to keep it very narrow. No space for McKinney, for Musa, for Adams, which is the heartbeat of the U.S. team. So to beat a team like this, you either have to go over the top, you have to have little combinations, or you have to go around them wide and try to get Tim Weah involved on this near side. Which is what they do there. Great ball from Ream.
Weah knocks it down. Dest couldn't pick it up cleanly. Williams pressured off it by Weston McKinney. He throws an arm, and that's going to be a foul. McKinney with a little kiss there for Taleb Almari, the assistant referee. There's some pressure there. Really get it back for Hennessy. Both goalkeepers, backups at their clubs. So just a couple of starts. Matt Turner and Wayne Hennessy this fall. Starters for their countries, though. Robinson trying to turn the corner, just lost his footing. It's not a foul. In for Tyler Adams, might have been meant for McKinney. Adams came to get it.
What a great build-up. This has been good patience from the United States.
Malisic ran away from a first touch, slid away by Mepham. This is what the U.S. prepared for. Greg Berhalter said, we know Wales doesn't want the ball.
Indeed, and that's why patience becomes important. You don't have to force every pass, because what Wales are looking for is that one pass that you try to think you could squeeze it into the gap. They win the ball, and then they release James. They release Bale the other way. So at all times, even while in possession and you're comfortable, you still need your back line paying attention and being organized for that moment, potentially opening up.
Weah wants it from Dest. Weah is going to get there, brings it down well. The cross turned on frame. That was almost an own goal. Hennessy blocked it with his body. Clearance only as far as Anthony Robinson. Trying to get around Ramsey and does. Robinson drives to the byline, cuts the cross. It's Sargent! Wow. And that hit something. It might have clipped the outside of the post. It might have been the back stanchion.
I thought that was a save from Hennessy again. He knows nothing about the first one. The space is in behind. Dest recognizes that. He picks out Tim Weah, takes a little touch up, and that's just so clever to put that in early. It's a reactive header because he knows Josh Sargent is right on his back, Joe Rodon. And then the other way, Sargent arriving at the near post and the header off the post and out. But two great examples of a center forward and Josh Sargent getting the start, but being a presence in the middle, making sure that he is known by those center backs. Almost gets on the end of one. Great movement to the front post on the second, and is inches away from opening the scoring for the United States.
And a big moment for that matter for Wayne Hennessy. I mean, there are not going to be a ton of scoring chances we would expect. Now, we saw 8 goals between England and Iran, but those little moments can prove big. Weston McKennie making a big run. Dest elects to hold on to it. Josh Sargent, it is a big moment for him to be starting up front. His first start for the U.S. since September of last year, in the opening game of World Cup qualifying. But he's had a fantastic fall for Norwich City in the English Championship, the second division. There he is, knocking that one down for way up. Can't reverse it out wide from McKennie. Big shout there. And that's going to be a foul and a yellow card on Serginho Dest.
And really what is his first foul, but it's the nature of the foul. Just got a little caught up in the moment there, Serginho Dest, because Nico Williams is going out of bounds. He's struggling to even keep that one in. I think that's soft, actually. There is some contact at the end of the follow-through there, but I thought initially maybe there were some studs on the leg. There weren't. He kept that leg out of it. But Nico Williams was clever. You heard even just the scream and the shout and the reaction after the fact. I think that helped influence the referee in giving that yellow card.
So Dest, who was a question mark coming in, a groin injury in late October, missed 2 weeks with AC Milan, returned as a sub last week in the finale. So he's going to theoretically be doing a lot of one-on-one defending on a yellow card. Wales turn to possess as Hennessy goes long. Dest wins the header. It's going to run out though.
They will look predominantly when building Wales. If they're going to play a long ball, they're going to play it to Serginho Dest's side because of his size, and then now also because he's on a yellow card. So you want him getting in as many 50-50 challenges as possible and trying to draw. And now Weston McKennie getting stuck in. He's going to pick up a yellow card.
That's Nico Williams, again, the same player was fouled by Dest.
And this was the one because he comes in from behind here. Similar type of play in that Weston McKennie coming too aggressively in to try to win the ball in a spot, part of the field that the risk reward is not of the nature in which if you win that ball, you're not going to be on a counter attack or have a big break. He doesn't need to dive in so aggressively and has picked up that early yellow. So now the United States 13 minutes in, 2 yellow cards on this right-hand side.
Both of the guys who were questionable coming in, McKennie, a quad injury at the end of October, missed the final few weeks with Juventus, hasn't played a game since. And now Wales will defend the set piece. Look at Greg Berhalter there. He was saying that's where the foul actually occurred. That's where the free kick should be taken.
Hanging out up the field because they know the threat that Wales possess in this type of situation.
Harry Wilson, a Fulham teammate. Tim Ream and Anthony Robinson on the field. He'll be taking this free kick. But how close the U.S. was to taking the lead just a couple of minutes ago on that almost own goal. They had all the momentum. Now they're all packed back defensively. Wilson lifting it in. Turner thought about it, stays at home. Robinson out-dueled for the first one. Dest there for the second. It's going to be fired back in and all over the bar. Ampadu there.
Came a long way with Anthony Robinson up for the initial one. Serginho Dest clearing it right out to the middle in a dangerous area, but the United States reacting well, getting out quickly, closing down. possess in this type of situation.
Harry Wilson, a Fulham teammate. Tim Ream and Anthony Robinson on the field. He'll be taking this.
Careful of Gareth Bale, not in the middle of the field.
Ream in for Sargent, dropping into a pocket of space. Boy, didn't see Wilson coming though. The pass though behind James. Can the U.S. go quickly the other way? Wilson is limping behind the play after winning that ball for Wales. Here's Weah dropping it in for McKennie. And he's still struggling in the middle of the field. Just past the quarter-hour mark at Ahmad bin Ali Stadium, Al Rayyan, Qatar. We are on the western outskirts of Doha. A little past 10 p.m. local time. The U.S. back in the World Cup after missing out 4 years ago. One of the surefire bets was the last 5 times the U.S. has been to a World Cup. They've either scored or conceded. Opening 10 minutes of their first match. Clint Dempsey scored after 30 seconds in Brazil. 0-0 so far here. Wayne Hennessy, the biggest moment so far of the game, blocking a would-be own goal off the head of his defender, Joe Rodon. The 9th minute, Anthony Robinson, big step and a tackle. Good work by Mepham, though, to keep it under control for Wales. Dest.
Oh, it felt like that was already out before he touched it.
The U.S. getting frustrated with these referees right now. 2 yellow cards. Berhalter was arguing over the placement of a free kick and was sort of getting a talking to from the referee. It's an all-Qatari refereeing crew. Here's Gareth Bale. Not on the same page with Roberts, although he gets it off the head of Anthony Robinson. Robinson wins it back cleanly. Second chance to get to it. Pulisic wants it and has it. Quality switch by Yunus Musa for Serginho Dest. Tim Weah. McKennie again making a lot of runs off the ball, wanting those balls played into him. Pulisic can't get back to it cleanly. James can't hold it up. McKennie making the run. That one's meant for Weah, though, from Dest. As it runs through him, able to hook it backwards for Weston McKennie. Controls off his head. Weah trying to get back on side.
Shot a handball there, potentially on Williams. Great recovery, great reaction from Weston McKennie there.
Now Adams for Musa, for Robinson. Pulisic's going to get there. Mepham, the defender, forced to cycle around Pulisic. Bounced off him then. He thought he had been fouled. Now he's saying it should be a corner. And again, the U.S. really getting frustrated with this referee and his assistants. Gareth Bale, as you said, only needs 1 moment. Barely played for LAFC since joining him in the summer. Didn't play for a month. Comes off the bench late in MLS Cup. 128th minute goal. Adding to his career total of 18 different trophies in 16 years as a professional.
That's not bad.
And in saying that,
yeah,
the guy's played more than half his life for his country. He was 2 weeks shy, or 2 months shy, I should say, of his 17th birthday when he first played for Wales. He's 33 now. He talked about growing up watching the World Cup, but never having a team to root for because Wales were never there. So strange as it might seem for a guy that has accomplished so much at Real Madrid, at one time the most expensive player in the world, are these the biggest games of his life, finally at the World Cup with his country? Can he produce a moment like he has done so many times for Tottenham Hotspur, for Real Madrid, and now for LAFC? Now for more on Gareth Bale, let's go down for the first time to Jenny Taft. Jenny?
Well, I think it's important, John, to highlight someone who does know Bale well, and that is the man in charge at LAFC, Steve Cherundolo. We talked to him last night. We caught up, and he said something pretty powerful about him. He said he's incredible for a team because you know if you give him one chance that he will score. And the two did have plenty of conversations about the World Cup. He said Bale is excited because it really could put an incredible cap on such a career he's had, and that he also added they don't fear the United States, but they do respect them. They understand this big task at hand, and yes, we all know he can be a difference maker.
Well, Tim Ream winning the header over Bale. Long run by Robinson, but a good tackle by Ampadu.
Yeah, this game it's tight. It's as we expected, early stages, and a bit of a chess match at times. And one of the things from the United States I think they're doing well is when Wales have possession in these areas, and when a team possesses the ball deep, they try to suck you out to get space in behind. The back line for the U.S. is staying very connected. The midfield is connected, and the forward pressure is coming together. So they're not overcommitting. They're not getting dragged out of positions. And that's why you see Wales with the ball in the back, just pausing in moments, trying to wait, trying to bait this U.S. team. And then when the ball goes long, they're in the spots to win it back, like that one right there again. There's nobody for Nico Williams to pass it to, so he just dumps it up. The U.S. have two defenders, they win the ball back. So defensively right now, doing a good job even while they have possession.
Well, tomorrow we have our first 4-match day here at the World Cup. World Cup favorites Argentina taking on Saudi Arabia to start the day, followed by Denmark, Tunisia, Mexico back at the World Cup against Poland, and the defending champions France against Australia. Coverage starts at 4 a.m. Eastern, 1 a.m. out on the West Coast. Live here on Fox Sports.